afternoon. This is ASO Television News. I'm Harry City Suraj with headlines. President Bola Tinubu marks 74th birthday, reflects on nation's progress. FCT Minister Wiki says PDP convention will hold as scheduled. And in sports, Senegal parades the Africa Cup of Nations trophy they were ordered to return. Another news in detail. In a special broadcast, President Bola Tinubu has expressed gratitude to Nigerians for their messages and prayers on his 74th birthday. In a statement, President Tinubu thanked citizens for their patriotism and support for his administration, acknowledging the challenges faced since reforms were initiated. He credited the positive outcomes to collective efforts, emphasizing unity in building a brighter future for Nigeria. The President thanked his wife, First Lady Oluyemi Tinubu, for her kind and loving words, and the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, for words he uttered in honor of the President's birthday. The President's birthday message comes as his administration approaches its third anniversary. Now, the former Senate President, Ahmed Law, representing Yobe North, has congratulated President Bola Tinubu on his 74th birthday. Senator Law said the life of President Bola Tinubu is a compelling narrative of courage, tenacity, and a yielding commitment to democratic ideals. He described him as a man from the crucible of the pro-democracy struggles against military dictatorship, where his voice was a clarion call for freedom to the highest office in the land. The former Senate President said President Bola Tinubu, as the 16th President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he has brought the same audacious vision and executive capacity to bear on the country. Senator Ahmed Law said that the Renewed Hope is a policy framework and a governance philosophy that is already reshaping the economic discourse and redefining the country's infrastructural outlook. He wished the President long and impactful reign. Now, members of the Renewed Hope ambassadors from across the country have convened in Abuja to deliberate on strategies aimed at strengthening the movement and advancing its objectives following a recently concluded National Convention of the All Progressive Congress (APC). The strategic engagement was chaired by the Director General of the Renewed Hope Ambassadors and Governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, who met with zonal and state coordinators of the organization to chart a clear path for the group's activities nationwide. During the meeting, the North Central Zonal Coordinator Umar Tanko Almakura was seen conferring with the coordinators of the Federal Capital Territory and Niger State, Alhaji Abdullahi Adamu Kendidu and Alhaji Inna Kulu, respectively, as discussion focused on consolidating the ideas of the Renewed Hope agenda. Participants at the engagement emphasized the need for stronger coordination among state and zonal structures to deepen grassroots mobilization and ensure that the objectives of the movement align with the broader vision of the ruling party. The gathering brought together coordinators from all parts of the country, demonstrating a united commitment by members of the Renewed Hope ambassadors to strengthen the organizational framework and contribute meaningfully to the growth of the APC and the implementation of the Renewed Hope agenda. Now, still from the APC, where the APC has dismissed reports claiming it has fixed prices for its expression of interest and nomination forms ahead of the 2027 general elections. The report, which gained traction on Friday, alleged that presidential aspirants would pay 200 million naira for nomination forms, while those seeking seats in the state assemblies would pay 20 million naira. However, the party described the claims as false and misleading, insisting that no such decision has been taken. In a statement on Saturday, the APC's National Publicity Secretary Felix Morka said the so-called price list did not originate from the party. He stressed that the party has neither discussed nor approved any pricing for the 2027 election forms. The party urges members and media and the public to disregard the report entirely. Now, the People's Democratic Party, backed by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Wilson Wike, has declared that there is no going back on its national convention scheduled to commence in Abuja today, Sunday, March 29th. The group said all arrangements for the convention had been concluded and were progressing smoothly. Speaking at the pre-convention news conference in Abuja on Saturday, the National Publicity Secretary of the Caretaker Working Committee, Malam Jinguru Haruna Mohammed, described the appeal filed by a rival faction at the Supreme Court aimed at stopping the convention as mere social media speculation. He noted that efforts had been made to accommodate aggrieved members, including those aligned with the Governor Makinde camp led by former Minister of Special Duties Tanimu Turaki. According to him, several prominent party figures, including Bukola Saraki and Sule Lamido, as well as lawmakers and stakeholders, were expected to attend the convention. He insisted that all processes leading to the convention, including the sale of forms and conduct of congresses, were transparent and in line with the party's constitution. Now, the Albuna of Gwagwalada, Alhaji Mohammed Magaji, has approved the appointment of Tuben Solomon Izang Manan as the Wakilin Jarawa of Gwagwalada Area Council. The appointment, according to the palace, is in recognition of Manan's dedication, integrity and commitment to the service and representation of the Jarawa people within the Traditional Council of the area. As Wakilin Jarawa, he is expected to serve as a vital link between the palace and the Jarawa community while promoting unity, cultural values, and development among the people. The Albuna expressed confidence in Manan's ability to discharge the responsibilities of the office with honor, wisdom, and fairness. The traditional ruler also extended his heartfelt congratulations to Tuben Solomon Izang Manan on the well-deserved appointment and congratulated the entire Jarawa community in Gwagwalada Area Council on the milestone. He prayed that the new leadership would bring peace, progress, and strengthen collaboration for the continued growth and development of the entire community. Now, in health matters, the Federal Capital Territory Administration, in collaboration with partners, has taken its sensitization campaign to Mabushi, identified as the community with the highest tuberculosis burden in the FCT, to conclude the 2026 TB week. The sensitization campaign featured a range of medical tests as residents queued up to benefit from the services provided. Let's join host correspondent Elizabeth Kashim for more.
In his address, the FCT Director of Public Health, Dr. Dan Gadzama, described Mabushi community as the TB epicenter in the territory, stressing that informing and empowering community is vital as they remain strongest allies in the fight against TB.
Ending TB can no longer depend solely on external support, as it were. It must be driven by national leadership and community participation. This year's theme emphasizes that communities are the driving force in ending TB. Mabushi community, where we are today, is one of the high-burden communities, and this is precisely part of why we have selected this community. Now, communities plays a critical role in early detection of TB, in reducing stigma, supporting treatment adherence, and promoting health-seeking behavior.
Other partners who spoke during the campaign emphasized that sensitization is key for educating the community and dispelling persistent myths about TB, a disease that continues to pose significant threats to public health.
And indeed, today is an opportunity for us to create additional awareness. Any pending myths and disbeliefs, let's take the messages back. All of us join hands to ensure that the achievements we've done so far will do much better.
Oftentimes we have conversation about TB, but we neglect the children. But here, we should be reminded that children too are often affected by TB. And so they should be at the center of our conversation. And as a community, we are committed to continue to do the work that we do at the community level to ensure that everyone gets the information, the correct information, know where to go to and where to seek care in case they are tested positive.
The FCT administration says it has aligned with national successes in TB control, recording its highest performance in 2025 with over 40,000 presumptive cases detected and screened and 3,679 cases officially notified. It describes the achievement as a remarkable milestone, noting that the figures represent more than statistics as they reflect lives identified, treated, and untimely saved. Elizabeth Kasham, ASO Television News.
You are watching ASO Television News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the Leadership Branch of 38. Still to come, Senegal parade AFCON trophy despite court order. Stay with us for details of this and more stories after the break.
Some things don't arrive. They've always been. Not for a day, for all of time. Until quietly something shifts. Moving from someday to now. Women are not honored in time. They are woven through it, shaping every story, every voice, every breath. We are because she is, and because tomorrow they will be.
Thanks for staying with us, and the news continues. As Christians all over the world commemorate Palm Sunday, marking the very beginning of the Holy Week, a solemn mass was celebrated at St. Augustine Catholic Church in Lucy, Sagbagi. The mass, officiated by Reverend Father Emmanuel Bala, emphasized the significance of Christ's sacrifice in redeeming humanity from sin. Daniel Obi reports.
Reverend Father Bala reminded Christians that Christ's sacrifice is a demonstration of God's love for humanity, offering forgiveness and eternal life to those who believe in Him. He encouraged Christians to reflect on their own lives and turn towards God, embracing the values of love, forgiveness, and compassion.
As we begin the Holy Week, may the Lord strengthen each and every one of us in a time where there is no hope in our nation. We have to tell people to be hopeful. Christ has entered into Jerusalem for our sake, to grant us life everlasting. What else do we have to do? We can commit our country, our suffering, our joys, our sorrows into God's hands.
Congregants expressed happiness on witnessing another Palm Sunday celebration. They equally urged Christians to continue to uphold the traditions of Christ's passion.
Advancing all the Christians that will join us, let's celebrate the Easter period.
It's in fact the Sunday where we go back home and we sit and we have deep, sober reflection about our life as Christians.
We keep doing it so that generations yet unborn, because we see this and they also partake in it. Because if the early Christians had stopped this, we would not have benefited from it today. But here we are doing it for future, for our children yet unborn.
Palm Sunday is, should I say, one of the most amazing Sundays, because this is when we get to proclaim Christ as the Son of David and King of the universe. So today signifies our love for Him, our worship to Him, and how royal He is to us.
Palm Sunday, which commemorates Jesus Christ's triumphant entry into Jerusalem, is significant for the fulfillment of the prophecy as foretold of His journey to crucifixion for the redemption of man from sin. Daniel Obi, ASO Television News.
Now, the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to infrastructure-led development following the successful delivery and continued construction of the Bodo-Buni Road and Bridges project, which is now open to traffic. In a good message, the Minister of State for Works, Bello Mohamed Gorenyu, who represented the Works Minister, Engineer David Umahi, at the Medallion Award ceremony organized by the Bodo-Buni Road and Bridges Peace Committee in Abuja, reaffirmed the Renewable Administration's resolve to deliver critical infrastructure across all regions of the country. Gorenyu described the Bodo-Buni Road and Bridges as a strategic economic corridor that will significantly enhance connectivity, facilitate trade, and integrate coastal communities into the national economy. He further commended President Bola Tinubu for prioritizing the project, noting that its delivery reflects policy continuity and a sustained national development agenda. The Minister of State further disclosed that approval has been granted for phases 2 of the project, which is expected to commence shortly with a view to strengthening infrastructure expansion and deepening economic linkages within the Niger Delta region. Professor Jasper Jumbo, chairman of the award ceremony subcommittee, highlighted the project as a product of sustained collaboration, stakeholder engagement, and policy innovation. He noted that challenges encountered during implementation, including funding constraints, environmental considerations, and security issues, were addressed through coordinated interventions, including Executive Order 7 and the tax credit financing model. Special recognition Awards and medals were presented to key contributors to the initiation, development, and successful delivery of the project. The awardees included His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Minister of Works David Umahi, former Minister Raji Fashola, the Minister of State Mohammed Goronyo, and the Permanent Secretary Rafiu Adilado. The Bodo Boni Road and Buddhist Peace Committee was also commended for its pivotal role in fostering dialogue, strengthening community relations, and ensuring a conducive environment for project execution. Speaking on behalf of the host communities, Elder Similai Young Pepple, President of the Boni Improvement Association Abuja branch, expressed appreciation to the federal government for delivering a long-awaited project. He noted that the road has resolved long-standing accessibility challenges and represents a transformative development for the Boni Kingdom. Now, the Commanding General of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Professor Abubakar Audi, has unveiled a 5-year strategic plan to strengthen national security and improve the Corps' cooperation across the country. The announcement follows his reappointment by President Bola Tinubu, with the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, commending the Corps' role in protecting critical national assets and combating economic sabotage. Here's the report.
Speaking at a meeting with commanding officers, Amir Abubakar Audi of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps said the roadmap will focus on discipline, training and surveillance technology, also adding that the Corps will continue working with the Nigerian Army to strengthen security nationwide.
Officers from the rank of commandants who attend strategic courses in all the schools. I think that is a very great improvement. We have also established a lot of policies that will drive our operational performance. First, we established the female squad.
National Commander Mining Marshal ACC Onaja John, during an interview with newsmen, underscored the efficiency of advanced technology to curb menaces of illegal mining to its barest minimum, thereby protecting the Corps' core mandate to protect critical national assets.
The operation of mining marshal does not happen within residential area or city center or normal environment. It happens in dangerous terrains. Some of these areas require advanced technology for you to be able to.
Also speaking, Commandant General FCT Command Dr. Olushola Odumosun noted the transformational reform to enable a far-reaching surveillance and proactive deployment within the Federal Capital Territory.
As FCT Commandant is that we are moving away from reactive security to a more professional, proactive, intelligence-led policing and surveillance of our critical national assets.
The Corps' intensified effort with the Renewed Hopes administration providing operational excellence, leveraging tech like AI and drones to secure national assets and clamp down on oil theft and illegal mining, aiming to prove the Corps' relevance with tangible results. Oluchi Jacinta Okorie, ASO Television News.
Now in sports, Senegal has paraded the African Cup of Nations trophy they were ordered to return ahead of a friendly against Peru at the Stade de France in Paris. The Confederation of African Football (CAF) on March 17 reversed Senegal's 1-0 final victory over Morocco in Rabat on January 18th and awarded a 3-0 victory to the host. On Saturday, Senegal captain Kalidou Koulibaly and his teammates came onto the pitch with the AFCON trophy for a lap of honor after a pre-match concert by Senegalese superstar Youssou N'Doye Koulibaly. Koulibaly and goalkeeper Edouard Mendy went up to the stadium's presidential box to place the trophy there in front of Abdoulaye Fall, the president of the Senegalese Football Federation, among others. The AFCON final descended into chaos when Senegal players walked off in protest after the hosts were awarded a penalty late in second half stoppage time. The players were coaxed back onto the pitch by captain Sadio Mane. After Morocco's Ibrahim Diaz missed the penalty, Pape Gueye scored in extra time to give Senegal a 1-0 victory. CAF later ruled that Senegal's players had broken the rules by leaving the field without the referee's permission. The Senegalese Football Federation launched an appeal against the CAF decision with the Court of Arbitration for Sport on Wednesday and has not given up on keeping the title. Now, the remains of Hajia Umar El-Rufai, mother of the detained former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, have arrived in Abuja for burial following her death in Cairo, Egypt on March 27th after a brief illness. Mohamed Bello El-Rufai, the deceased grandson and member representing Kaduna North Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, confirmed the arrival and funeral arrangements in a statement posted on X on Sunday morning. In the post, he said the Janaiza prayer is by 1 p.m. at the National Mosque and she will be buried at Gudu Cemetery. Hajia El-Rufai had reportedly been living with her son in Cairo, Egypt before her passing. Her death and burial come at a time the former governor, El-Rufai, is entangled in a high-profile legal battle. He was arraigned before a federal high court in Kaduna on March 24th on a 10-count charge bordering on alleged corruption and money laundering, with the case adjourned to March 31st for hearing of pending applications, including his bail request. He was however granted release from the custody of the Independent Corrupt Practice and Other Related Offences Commission to attend the burial rites and be with his family during this period of mourning. Notable Nigerians, including President Bola Tinubu, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani have paid tribute to the late Hajia El-Rufai, reflecting the esteem in which her family is held across the country's political landscape. That's the bulletin, but before we will look at one of our major stories. In a special broadcast, President Bola Tinubu has expressed gratitude to Nigerians for their messages and prayers on his 74th birthday. That's the news. I'm Harry C. Raju. Many thanks for watching.